Hello, beautiful people. Aloha and welcome to this new episode of Touchful Podcast. I am sitting here ready to record and I feel so much peace, so much joy. I am smiling. I'm coming to you today with such a sweet and beautiful and heart-opening topic. One of my favorite things to do in life, which is dreaming, and I want to tell you a little bit about my story of a person who didn't have any dreams and my journey to a person who loves dreaming. And I love it when my dreams come true, and my dreams do come true. But before we go into that, I want to do this little ritual. I kind of feel that it's a little bit of a tradition already by now, this little ritual that we have at the beginning of every episode when we have a moment to connect heart to heart, to meet in this present moment, heart to heart. So I'm going to put my hand over my heart. I'm doing it right now. And I'm taking a deep breath in and out. And one more time, and feeling your heart connecting to my heart in this very present moment. Let's have this one breath together. I really love it. I really love to start like this. I really love to feel you there and to remind myself that yes, I do these podcasts for myself because it is my spiritual growth and I learn so much about myself and the whole world by recording. But first and foremost, I do them for you, to give you a little bit of inspiration, a little bit of my perspective, and maybe inspire you to take a little bit of different perspective on some things in life. And one of these things that I want to talk about today is dreams and dreaming. And by dreams, I don't mean the dreams that we have at night when we sleep, but dreams in sense of our wishes, hopes, desires, things that we dream about. Sometimes these are material things that we want in our life, or some experiences that we want to have, places we want to visit, people we want to become, and all kinds of material and non-material dreams, wishes, desires. This is what I will be talking about in today's episode, and how I use dreams to nourish me and to remind me about love. But first, I want to start with sharing with you who I was before I became a dreamer and the lover that I am right now, who I was before that. So when I travel back in time a little over a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, at that point in my life, that time in my life, I was not a dreamer. I didn't have dreams. I didn't have wishes, desires, things that my heart would long for. I barely remember who I was at that time, but I try to remember who I was, and I kind of feel that I was this person who really believed in goals, in setting goals, kind of like this hard-wired, goal-oriented person, a woman very much in her masculine energy, in this mindset of I have a goal, I have a plan, I'm going to break it down into little steps and I'm going to make it happen, from this energy of doing and pushing and trying real hard and never giving up, and just set your goals and make them come true. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Just to clarify that, I still have that part in me. I still have that goal-oriented Magdalena in me. But now I also have the dreamer, and dreams to me are something completely different than goals. So what started to happen in my life a little over a year ago, it was this really huge shift in my life, a shift in consciousness, a shift of my awareness, a shift of my perspective, and it lasted over a couple of months, with a culmination of this whole process at the beginning of last year, at the beginning of 2023, and throughout the first months of 2023, when I had lots of like deep insights and spiritual awakenings and experiences that really shift my perspective and broaden my perspective on many things. And that was the moment also when I met my mentor, one of the most important mentors of my life. And she, among many things, reminded me about the importance of having dreams, desires, wishes, something that your heart wants, something that makes your soul sing and sparkle. And that was the moment of my life last year when I started to really connect to my dreams again. Because, I told you that I was not a dreamer, but that is actually not true. When I was a child, I had such a crazy imagination, and I would dream and fantasize about amazing things, about adventures. I would connect to things that I wanted and experiences that I wanted, places I would love to visit, and that was very alive in me. I think it's in general the energy that is very alive in us as children, this energy of like pure creativity, fun, feeling that you can be anybody that you want. You can be an astronaut and a surgeon and a supermodel and all of it at once. By the way, when I was little, I wanted to be a geography teacher, an astrologer, and an anatomopathologist all at once. But then with time, I lost connection with that energy, the energy of dreams and the dreamer in me. And things in my life started to be a little sad, a little flat, a little tasteless. Just like you have when you have a meal and it's not properly seasoned. I mean, it's still food. You can still eat it, and it will not poison you, but it's not as much fun as having a meal that is really well seasoned and beautifully made and beautifully served. And that's how I see dreams in my life, that my dreams and wishes and hopes and desires, they give me a lot of flavor, they give the spark, they give the joy. So when I started to connect to my dreams again a little over a year ago, I realized that my dreams, they were in fact always there, even when I was this like super pragmatic, goal-oriented person focused on planning and delivering. Then still deep inside me, somewhere at the bottom of my heart, my dreams were there. They were waiting for me there. And that is my hypothesis, that we all have that. We all have the dreamer in us. And even if you feel that you don't have any dreams, then I believe that you do. Because if you asked me a couple of years ago, do I have dreams? I would be like, no, I have like goals and goals and plans and something that I would like to achieve in life. But dreams are silly. But deep inside in my heart, I knew that it was not true. That I had at that time this very strong archetype of this dreamy, romantic girl. I was just not connected to that archetype. And now I am very much connected to the dreamer in me, this beautiful, dreamy, romantic woman who just loves to dream and have wishes and hopes. And the biggest breakthrough in my journey of reclaiming my dreams, it happened last June. So June is my favorite month in a whole year because it's my birthday month. I have my birthday in June, and since I could remember, since I was very little, my birthday was the most important day for me in a whole year. That was the day I would wait for. I would mark it in a calendar with little hearts, and I was always getting so excited for my birthday since I could remember, and it's still like this up to this day. So June is my favorite month. And last year, when I was already during this really big breakthrough in my life and really heart-opening and mind-opening events that really shifted me energetically a lot, I decided at that time that June would be the best month ever, and I called that month June of my dreams, that it will be June of my dreams. And what I started to do is I started to connect to my dreams. I started to talk out loud about my dreams. I started to speak out loud about them. And the most amazing and magical thing happened in June, and it lasted throughout the year. The moment I started to talk out loud, speak out loud about my dreams, I created the momentum. I stirred up the energy, and I created the momentum for the most magical things happening in my life, the things that I really could never imagine, that was beyond my imagination. As you see, as you hear, I cannot even find the proper words to express that. And the whole process of me speaking out loud about my dreams last June, it started with me creating a fundraiser. I decided that I would like to create a fundraiser and collect money for a ticket to Hawaii. That was my plan, that was my dream last year, that I would love to go to Hawaii in winter, because last time I was in Hawaii was 2019, and then I felt that I really missed it and I wanted to go again. And I was thinking okay, it's my birthday month, and every now and then I would see people doing all kinds of fundraisers for their birthdays, collecting money for all kinds of their dreams. And I thought to myself, okay, what about me creating a fundraiser and collecting money for a ticket to Hawaii? And I did that, and that was difficult, that was hard, but that was also a breakthrough. That was the first time in my life when I showed up online on my private profile, so not as Aloha Magdalena, where I'm really used to talking about all kinds of things and doing live streams and posts and reels and stories and all that stuff. I'm quite visible online in my business, but I did that on my private Facebook account. I reached out to my friends and to my Lomi Lomi clients and to my students, and I told them hey, I have this dream. I would love to go to Hawaii this year. It was last year. And here is a fundraiser, and I would love to collect money for the ticket to Hawaii. So if you feel that you would like to support this dream of mine, then I would appreciate any amount of money that you would like to put into this fundraiser. And it was last year, and I remember how exposed I felt, how vulnerable I felt, how difficult it was, how naked I felt, how I was afraid that I would be rejected, that nobody would put any money into that fundraiser, that I would feel rejected, alone, unworthy, not important, and so on and so forth. And I went through all kinds of ups and downs during this couple of weeks of this fundraiser. But I ended up collecting all the money that I wanted, and even more, much more than what I asked for. And that thing on its own was already a miracle, and it blew my mind and it blew my heart that I just said out loud what I wanted, what my dream was. And the world helped me. People helped me. They came with their open hearts and they helped me. That thing on its own was already mind-blowing, but it was just a beginning, because that moment of me reaching out for help and speaking out loud about my dreams, that moment shifted something in me forever. It shifted something in my consciousness. It shifted something in my heart. And not only I collected the money that I wanted for that ticket to Hawaii, but all kinds of amazing, magical things, synchronicities, beautiful, quote-unquote, coincidences started to happen in my life in the following months. I would meet the most amazing people. I got so much more like spontaneous. I was never a very spontaneous person, and I would consider myself rather introvert and rather shy and rather reserved, or even sometimes closed. But suddenly I would feel so much more interested in people and in life and in just opening my heart to adventures. And when the moment I opened my heart to adventures, they just came flooding to my life, and I would meet amazing people, and I had the greatest adventures. And I made beautiful memories, and I had the most beautiful birthday party when I was celebrating with my friends and with my Lomi Lomi clients and with my Lomi Lomi students. And then, it is still just the beginning of the story, then the biggest dream of my life actually came true. So the biggest dream of my life, since I could remember, was to live in a little house somewhere at the end of the world. And it was even before I moved to Iceland. I already had that dream. And then living in Iceland, living in a capital region, I was very happy there for a couple of years, until I started to feel that, okay, I just want to move somewhere to the Icelandic countryside. But I had been dreaming about it for, I don't know, maybe 3 years before it actually happened. And it happened last year in the most amazing, magical, unbelievable way. That dream came true. And it came true with such ease and with such grace and with such flow and with such abundance, and in the way that I would never imagine this possible. And I believe that all this happened, that this biggest dream of mine came true, and I moved to Snæfellsnes, where I live now, to a little micro village in the most beautiful area of Iceland. And I live here in this sweet house with an ocean view, and I have the life that I am so grateful for. I believe that this happened simply because I got the courage to speak out loud about my dreams. To say out loud, not just to myself, not just in my heart, not just journaling about it, but actually really I started to speak out loud to people about this dream. And something in me shifted. Just like something shifted when I started to talk out loud that I want to go to Hawaii and I want to collect money for that. And I got that money. But with that money, a shift came to my life. And it was the same. I remember it so vividly. When I connect to the memories from last year, I remember it so vividly. This shift that started to happen in my heart when I would just approach my dream with utmost innocence and just pure joy of talking about my dreams, speaking out loud about it. And it came true. And it actually came true because I shared my dream with one of my friends. I remember this moment. She was visiting me and she was already about to leave. And then I would just get this hint, like, I just want to tell her about my dream. And I was like, hey, just by the way, I want you to know that I would love to move out, and I'm looking for any opportunities to move into this particular place in Iceland, and maybe in case you know somebody or something. And to my surprise, she was like, yeah, I actually know a person. I'm going to connect you to that person. And that's how I ended up where I am right now, because I opened up my mouth. I opened up my heart wide, wide, wide. And I opened up my mouth. And I really believe since then that dreams come true when you talk about them, simply when you talk about them. That creates a shift in the energy, that creates some sort of momentum, that creates some sort of magic that makes it possible for your dreams to come true. And by the way, I love this expression, that dreams come true. It kind of makes me want to see dreams as these little creatures, these little beings, and they live somewhere in some dreamland, in some imaginary realm, in a dream realm, and they are your dreams, and they want to come to you. They want to find you. They want to come to you and come true for you, by your side. But you need to give them a chance. And one of the easiest way that I know is to start sharing them with the world. It is very simple, but it is not easy. It's not at all easy, because from my experience, and I've been experimenting with that method ever since. So from my experience, sharing your dreams, and I don't mean something that you want, like, yeah, I want this, and I want this, and I want this, and I want this, but sharing your dreams, something that comes from your heart, something that comes from your soul, it is very often not easy, and it can make you feel shy, and it can make you feel vulnerable. It can make you feel extremely exposed, because your dreams are windows to your soul. I know that it's a saying that eyes are window to the soul, but I think actually that dreams are windows to your soul. It's like, share your dreams with me, and suddenly I feel that I know you so much better. Dreams are so intimate. These deep desires that we carry in our hearts and that are windows to our souls, they are so intimate. That's why sometimes we don't want to talk about them, because we risk rejection, we risk being laughed at, or we risk that they will not come true and it will break our hearts. They are intimate, they connect us to a certain type of innocence, a certain type of tenderness. But I believe from my own experience that this practice really is transformational. The moment I started to connect to my dreams, first in my own heart, and then share it with people, my life, like I told you at the beginning, it just got a different flavor. Something changed for me. And I want to tell you a little bit about, or a lot, about how I practice connecting to my dreams. So number one thing is that the moment I realized that, or I thought that I didn't have any dreams, I started to dig. I started to ask myself, what are your dreams? If anything could happen for you, if anything was possible, if you were not limited by money, by circumstances, by your family or the country you live in, what would you like to experience? What would you like to have? Where would you like to live? How would you like to spend your day? And you know what? When I started to do that exercise last year, it brought a lot of sadness. Initially, it brought a lot of sadness to my life, because when I was asking myself, okay, anything is possible, I'm not limited by money, how would I like to live my life? How would I like to spend my day? And very often, my first initial answer would be, I don't know. I don't know. And that was the moment when I realized that I don't know myself that well, that dreams are also the way to get to know ourselves better. And by connecting to my dreams, by allowing myself to dream, I also get to know myself better. Like I told you, dreams are very, very intimate. They're one of the deepest ways to connect to yourself, in my opinion. So that is my number one suggestion for you. Start first with yourself, asking yourself, talking to yourself, journaling with yourself, asking yourself this question: how would I like to spend my day if I could spend it in any way? Where would I like to go if I could go anywhere? What would I like to do in my life if I could do anything? Who would I like to be if I could be anybody? And it doesn't matter if you feel that it's possible or not possible, if you feel that it's too late for you or whatever, it doesn't matter. It's to stir up the energy, it's to connect you to your inner dreamer and allow you to feel this beautiful, deep, intimate connection that you can have with yourself through your dreams. That's how I started. I would ask myself, I would journal, I would contemplate on it, I would meditate, you sometimes hear me saying this, I would sit with my human, I would sit with Magdalena, and I would ask her, okay girl, it's just between you and me. What are your dreams? How would you like to live your life? And slowly, slowly, something in me started to shift, something in me started to melt, something in me started to open up, and I got to know myself better through my dreams. And then the next step for me, and I think that this is the step that creates the magic, is to get the courage to be vulnerable, to feel exposed, and to share your dreams with people. So what I did is I shared them on the internet, but I also do share my dreams in all kinds of different ways. One of my favorite ways to share my dreams with people is to create something that I call a circle of dreams. And I would do it with my partner, I would do it with my friends, and it's a beautiful, beautiful way to connect to each other. I remember this one particular circle of dreams that I had with my friend. We would just sit together in the evening, create a beautiful space, and we would sit with an intention to share our dreams to each other. So it looked like this, that first I was sharing a dream of mine, something that I dream about, something that I would like to have, maybe a thing that I would like to buy, a physical thing, or a place I want to visit, something that I want to experience, some person that I want to become, all kinds of dreams. I would share a dream and she would share a dream, and then I would share another dream and she would share another dream. And as we were weaving this tapestry of dreams together, we would go naturally from these more material dreams into these more experiential or energetical dreams. That was such a beautiful, nourishing, amazing time that I had with my friend. And after that was finished, I got a feeling that I knew her a little bit better through her dreams, and I also got to know myself so much better through my dreams. And sometimes some of my dreams, they did feel a little difficult to share, because I was afraid that I would be judged as materialistic or shallow, or, that I would be judged in some way. So that is also something beautiful to acknowledge, that sharing your dreams makes you feel tender, makes you feel vulnerable, and that is okay. Makes you feel being afraid of rejection, or that someone would judge you for your dreams. And that is okay, and that is fine, and that is beautiful to connect to this tenderness. So it's something that you can try with your friend. Another circle of dreams like this was with my beloved. We had this beautiful circle of dreams at the end of the year. So we were sharing we call it memories from the future, our favorite memories from the future from 2024. So essentially we were sharing our dreams for the upcoming year. And again, you can do it one by one. So I share one dream, you share one dream, I share one dream, you share one dream. Or you can first create a beautiful space for one person, and then one person can speak for as long as they want, digging deeper and deeper and sharing more and more dreams. And you can help the other person to find their dreams and deeper connection with their dreams by asking these simple questions like, if money is not a problem, how would you like to spend the next year? Where would you like to go? What would you like to experience? What places you would like to visit? Where would you like to live? What is your favorite memory from the future? How would you like to spend your day? I think I already said that. And just kind of like helping each other with these little prompts, with these little questions. And then when it's finished with weaving the tapestry of their dreamland and creating this beautiful imagery of dreams, then you swap, and then the other person shares their dreams. And that's it. You don't even need to start to think and go into planning. It's not the point of that. This, very often I just see that this comes naturally, that with some dreams you start to turn them into plans. And when dreams turn into plans, then we start to break them down into some little steps and start to, set some goals and get this action energy. But first, allow yourself, before you tap into the action energy, into goal setting and planning and breaking things down into little steps, first allow yourself to be nourished by this magical energy of dreams, when you can just feel that anything is possible. You don't need to even think how to do it, when to do it, with whom, or how is that even possible. You can just swim in this ocean of dreams and feel that this energy is transforming you, it's touching you and transforming you. So I did that with my beloved at the end of the year. One of the most, the sweetest and the most tender circle of dreams was with my parents. It was one day in the morning when I made a cup of cacao for myself and for my parents. I think in one of the previous episodes of Touchful Podcast I was talking a little bit about cacao. I think it was this episode about connecting to the heart. And I convinced my parents, I encouraged them to drink cacao, to drink pure, natural, sometimes it's called ceremonial cacao, because it's good and it's healthy, and they really like it. And what I did one morning when I was visiting Poland is that I made a cup of cacao for each of us, and I made a tiny little cacao ceremony for me and my parents. And I didn't even use that name or that word. I didn't tell my parents that this is a cacao ceremony. But what I did is I told them, okay, and now before we drink the cacao, everybody shares one dream, something that they really want in their life. And I had no idea how that would go, because, my parents, they're in their 70s. They're quite like practical, pragmatic, hardworking, extremely hardworking people. But to my surprise, they did share their dreams. my mom shared one of her dreams, and then my dad shared one of his dreams, and that dream really surprised me. That really surprised me and got me a little bit more insight into what really is important for my dad. And then I shared my dream. And that whole thing, this whole dream circle, it maybe lasted a minute. It was nothing, super beautiful, spiritual, elaborate. It maybe lasted for 1 minute. But it mattered to me that I could hear the dreams of my parents and they could hear my dreams. There was something so connecting, so nourishing, so beautiful, so loving about it. And it just created more love between me and my parents, and it stirred up the energy for the dreams to come true, because dreams come true when we talk about them, when we share them out loud with other people. So I invite you to do that, to try that. You can even have a circle of dreams with more than one person. Maybe you want to have it with your whole family, maybe you want to have it with your spouse and your children, just sitting together and having fun, this moment when everybody can share their dream. Maybe you want to have a bunch of friends and just create a little dream circle when you can have something that is called a talking stick. So it's an object. It can be a stone, it can be a stick, it can be whatever you want, and whoever gets the talking stick has a moment to share their dream, something that comes deeply from the heart. And that is also a beautiful practice. Talking about our dreams out loud makes us, it kind of like helps us to discern between the dreams that come from the head and something that I want because I think it's proper, I want it because everybody has it, I want it because my parents want it for me, I want it because I think it's proper to want this at my age, I want this because of some external circumstances telling me that I need it or that I should want it, versus connecting really deeply to your belly, to your heart, taking a breath to your heart, taking a breath to your belly, allowing yourself to feel exposed, to feel shy, to feel vulnerable, and just speaking from this beautiful place of, okay, this is what I really want. I am even a little bit shy to share this because it feels so intimate. It feels like I'm really allowing you to take a look into my soul, but I'm being brave and I'm doing this and I'm sharing it with you, and this is what I want. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing to do with family, with friends, with your beloved, and just see how different connections it creates between people when we start to talk about our dreams, instead of talking about our daily chores or problems or politics or gossiping. We share our dreams. We open up windows to our souls and we say, hey, take a look, this is me, this is me deep in my heart, this is what I want. And I want to share with you one more way of me talking about my dreams before I will actually share one of my dreams with you. So, like I said, the revolution for me started last June, when I declared that month, June, of my dreams, and I started to talk about my dreams to go to Hawaii, and which, by the way, this dream didn't come true, yet, because the plan was to go to Hawaii in winter, but then in winter my biggest dream of my life came true and I moved out to the Icelandic countryside. So this still is on the list of my dreams, to go to Hawaii, and I am saying it out loud that I want to go to Hawaii this year. I would love to go to the islands that I haven't visited yet, maybe to Molokai and Kauai, and I would love to learn more chants. I would like to connect to the energy of Hawaiian chants that I do feel connected to, but I would love to connect more and to have a teacher who would teach me more about Hawaiian chants and the magic that they carry and the beauty that they carry. And even saying this out loud, it makes me smile. I'm smiling as I say this, but it also makes me exposed and kind of like a little soft and tender and shy. And I love this about the energy of dreams. Anyhow, what I wanted to say is that I connected to that energy of dreams for the first time last year in June, and I called it the June of my dreams. And this year, it's the beginning of June as I'm recording and releasing this episode, and I'm again declaring this the June of my dreams. And what I'm doing this June is I decided that I would share one dream of mine every day for the whole month of June on my Facebook, on my private Facebook. So not on Aloha Magdalena, not on my business Facebook fan page, though I will be reposting some of my dreams there. But on my private Facebook, I will be sharing one dream every day for my friends to see my dreams, for my friends to see me through my dreams. And that idea feels extremely beautiful, but it also feels like a little like, okay, that's a lot. But I want to do that. I want to stir up the energy. I want the whole world to see my dreams, and I want the whole world to help me with my dreams, that they can come true. And I really believe that when your dreams come true, when they are really your dreams coming from your soul, coming from your heart, they want to come true for you because they will make your life better, but they will also make the whole world a better place. So you connecting to your dreams and making them come true, inviting them to come true, you do it not only for yourself, but you do it for the whole world. The whole world will become a better place when your deep dreams and wishes and desires come true, period. That is what I believe in. That is, how do they say that? The hill that I'm ready to die on. And to finish this episode, I would like to share with you one dream of mine, or one more. I already shared one about my desire to go to Hawaii and learn chants and connect to the energy of chants. But I also want to share with you one more dream, and it is again connected to the house and the home. So right now I live in a beautiful place that I so much love, overlooking the ocean, overlooking the glacier, and I have lots of visitors in this little house that I'm renting. I have lomi trainings there, individual trainings. I have little retreats there, and I have my friends and my family visiting me there. And all this, living in that little house and hosting people, it revealed a new dream of mine, a new big, deep desire of my soul. And that big, deep desire of my soul is to have a house that is my own, a house that is mine, that is mine. There's something so sweet for me about this idea of owning a house, being fully responsible for this house, creating a deep connection between me and this house. And I would love this house to be this open house for people who want to come there, and I can share my love with them. I can share my aloha, the aloha spirit, the spirit of love, with people, both individually on lomi trainings and lomi sessions and retreats, but also just simply inviting people to come and rest and rejuvenate and relax. And then I can cook for them, I can take care of them, I can take them into beautiful places or all around Snæfellsnes. And this is essentially what I do right now, living in this beautiful house that I'm renting. But what I'm calling in, what I am allowing myself to dream about, is to have a place that is my own, to have a house that I can be fully responsible for, that I can, paint any color that I want, and that I am responsible for all the repairs and redecorations, and really honoring the house as the entity, the energy entity that supports me and supports all the people who visit. And as I speak this out loud, I am like, I have no idea how this could even be possible. Like, at this moment, I am not in a possession of the money that would allow me to buy the house of my own, but it doesn't matter. That's the point with dreams. You don't need to know how they come true. You can just share them from the vulnerable place in your heart. Allow yourself to be nourished by the energy of the dream, and let it go. Let it nourish you and let it go. And let the magic happen. And maybe your dream will come true, maybe it will not. It's not the point. It's not the point of fixating, okay, I'm gonna do this formula and now all my dreams are gonna come true. It's not about that. It's about being nourished by the energy of your dream, getting to know yourself better through the energy of your dream, getting to know other people better through the energies of their dreams, and making this world a better place simply by talking about your dreams, about the deepest desires of your heart, instead of talking about worries and gossips and things that do not nourish us. Oh my God, that's all I have for you today. And just talking about this made me already feel so nourished, and I have been smiling for the whole time recording this episode. Like, for the whole time of me recording this, my eyes were closed and there was this huge smile on my face all the time, and it feels like such a blessing and honor to be able to come to you and talk about my dreams and talk about all kinds of things that I talk about in this episode. And this is also actually one of my dreams, to be able to reach out to more and more people with my words, with what I share in this podcast. So if you want to share it with somebody, if you feel that what I do is interesting, valuable, inspiring, please send this episode, the link to this episode, send it to a friend or share it on your social media if this feels aligned with you, if you feel that this is something that you would like to do. And either way, I want to thank you for you. I want to thank you for spending a moment of your beautiful, precious life with me. I'm so happy that we are here together, and I really feel your heart. I really feel you there on the other side. And I love you, and thank you for you. And I invite you, I encourage you, I inspire you to dream and to talk out loud about your dreams and wishes and hopes and desires. And if you want to talk with me about your dreams and hopes and wishes and desires, then you can just send me an email. You have my email address in the description of this episode. Once again, I love you dearly. I wish you a beautiful day or a beautiful evening, and I will talk to you sometime soon again. Aloha and bye-bye.